Alrighty. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. Today, we're going to talk about something that quietly affects many areas of our lives, and that is limited thinking. Limited thinking is the belief that we are stuck, incapable, unworthy, broken, or unable to grow beyond our past experiences. It's the internal narrative that tells us, I'll never be good enough, nothing ever works out for me, people like me don't succeed, I can't change, this is just who I am. Over time, these thoughts can become automatic. They begin shaping how we see our lives, how we see ourselves, how we respond to challenges, how we build relationships, even how we imagine ourselves and our futures. But healing begins when we recognize that the story we've been repeating is not always the full truth. Limited thinking often develops from painful experiences like trauma, rejection, criticism, fear, failure, constantly being in survival mode, or environments where a person didn't feel emotionally safe or supported. The brain is designed to protect us. So when someone experiences repeated hurt, disappointment, instability, or emotional pain, the mind can begin creating protective beliefs to avoid future pain. For example, someone repeatedly being rejected may start to believe that they are unlovable. Someone constantly being criticized may begin to believe that they will never be enough. Someone who experienced failure may stop trying because they fear disappointment. These beliefs can become emotional habits. Protective the problem is that protective thoughts, those protective thoughts that once helped us, survive, they're now preventing us from growing, right? So your narrative is the story. It's what you tell yourself about who you are. There are many things that can influence your narrative, such as confidence, relationships, emotional regulation, decision making, motivation, hope, healing. But if your internal narrative is filled with limitation, shame, fear, hopelessness, your mind and body often begin operating from survival mode instead of growth. This is why healing your narrative, it matters. This is why it's so important. So healing your narrative means learning how to challenge unhealthy thought patterns, how to create a healthier relationship with yourself. It matters the most because, or what matters the most about healing your narrative is people live according to the story that they believe about themselves. So, for example, if someone believes I always fail, they may stop pursuing opportunities. If someone believes they're not worthy, they may tolerate unhealthy relationships or situations. I can't trust anyone. They'll isolate emotionally. Nothing changes. They may lose motivation for healing. But when the narrative begins to shift, behavior begins to shift too, right? So healing creates room for self awareness, emotional growth, better coping skills, confidence, boundaries, healthy relationships, hope, resilience. The goal is not perfection. The goal is becoming aware of the thoughts that keep us emotionally stuck and learning how to replace them with healthier, more balanced beliefs, right? We want to rewire the mind through repetition. One of the most important things to understand is that the brain learns through repetition. Repeated thoughts create stronger mental pathways. This is connected to neuroplasticity, right? The brain's ability to form new connections and adapt over time. That means healing is possible when we repeatedly practice self-awareness, healthier thinking, emotional regulation, positive self-talk, reflection, mindfulness, and healthy behavior patterns. You begin strengthening new emotional and mental pathways. Healing is not always immediate. Healing is not always immediate. Okay, I had to repeat that. It's often a process of consistency. Small changes repeated over time can create major transformation. Don't be afraid of going back and forth, right? You'll go two steps, you'll take two steps back, two steps further forward. You guys know what I mean, okay? But replacing your limited thinking. You want to heal the narrative. It does not pretending that the pain didn't happen. It means letting it permanently define your identity. Some ways to challenge your limited thinking, it's something I want to leave you with, is to be aware, to reflect, ask yourself questions. Is this thought fully true? Where did this belief begin? Is this belief helping me grow or keeping me stuck? then you want to try to reframe your thoughts, replace harsh or hopeless thoughts with balanced and compassionate thinking. Um, an example to give there is, instead of saying things like, I always fail, try, I'm learning and growing through experiences, right? Normalize being human and learning through trial and error. Instead of saying, I'm broken, try, I'm healing and developing new patterns. Give yourself compassion. Consistent practice, growth requires repetition. Healthy thoughts and behaviors become stronger with practice over time. So, what I want to leave you guys with in closing is with some encouragement, and knowing that healing your narrative is not about becoming someone completely different. It's about reconnecting with the parts of yourself that were buried underneath fear, pain, survival, or self doubt. You are not limited to the worst moments of your life. You are not required to remain trapped in old thought patterns. Growth is possible, healing is possible, self awareness is possible. And every time you challenge a limiting belief, choose a healthier response. Or give yourself permission to grow. You are helping rewrite your narrative. Thank you all for being here today. You guys have a good evening.